Shield clash being played at Blundstone Arena. At the tea break, the Redbacks are 5 for 72, a lead of 220 runs. Well, the Gather Round Community Footy Roadshow has launched today. 4 AFL and Sandful Cups will visit 30 regional towns across 21 days. And Novak Djokovic has been knocked out of the Indian Wells Masters by 20-year-old Italian Luca Nardi. He is ranked number 123rd in the world. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon. Roads are looking pretty good for the drive home. Accident or breakdown free. Simply some roadworks to look out for. You'll find them at St Mary's, South Road near Princess Parade. Speeds at 40. Also at Pennington, Addison Road near Hodgman Road. And we are slow for works at Jepps Cross, Paul Wakefield Road near Matthews Road. Busy South Road, Theberton, and cameras McGill Road, McGill, and North East Road at St Agnes. This March, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals with 15 stores located in Adelaide. They'll look after you. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow 33, Thursday a shower or two 26 and Friday 27. Right now it's 36 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the Smithfield Plains home, once at the centre of the Snowtown serial murders case, while locals now want it bulldozed. Exclusive video on board flight LA800 which plummeted mid-air. The discovery that could boost supply of the diabetes and weight loss drug Ozempic. And the new online shopping sites offering big savings. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon, 6 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we are live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, so jump online and take a look because we're going to be playing a little video in just a moment to give you a bit of an idea of exactly who Little Amal is. When I say the name Little Amal, you probably think a young girl, and she is a young girl, but she's 3.5 metres tall. She's a 10-year-old Syrian refugee girl who's become a global symbol of human rights. And we're going to talk about her for our State of the Arts this week.
5AA's
State of the Arts.
Little Amal is in Adelaide as part of Adelaide Festival. So in the studio with me is Artistic Director of Adelaide Festival, Ruth McKenzie. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Stacey.
And also joining us this week is Nazar Zawabi, the Artistic Director of Little Amal. Hi, Nazar.
Hi, Stacey.
Thank you for your time. I know you've just got off a plane this morning from the UK, so I really appreciate you being here in person.
Pleasure being here.
Now, you're the artistic director of Little Amal. As I say, if you were to say, oh, I'm going to see Little Amal this week, you might think, oh, she's a young girl. She is, but she's a tall girl. She's 3.5 metres. Tell us about her.
So, Little Amal is a public art project telling the story of a 10-year-old Syrian refugee. She's also a wonderful puppet created by Handspring Puppet Company, which is one of the most acclaimed puppet companies in the world, the creators of Warhorse. And they created a real thing of beauty. She is very, very big.
Yeah, if you're looking
but
on
very
the
vulnerable as well.
Yeah, if you're looking on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, we've got the vision playing now of Little Amal. Sorry to interrupt you, Nazar. So you said she's very big, but she's also very vulnerable. How so?
I think that one of the things that make her very, very moving and very beautiful to spend time with is this mixture of a very, very impressive, very tall, gentle giant that is also very vulnerable because you can follow her thoughts. You can spend time trying to decipher who she is, what is she doing in any given moment. And she is vulnerable. She's telling a story of a vulnerable 10-year-old that is curious and loves life and is also fun to be around, and I think this mixture of resilience and vulnerability is what makes her so special.
And that story that you tell so beautifully, is that a story that's told that is told by Amal? She's obviously a piece of public art. She's a tall puppet, as you say. She's beautifully designed. Does she talk, or do people just visit her and see her and meet her?
So she's voiceless, but she talks very loudly without a voice. She's a very expressive 10-year-old. From the beginning, we don't want her to talk with words. Part of the attempt is for the audience to try and decipher what she's going through. What is she going through in each given moment? And that's the great thing about puppetry, in a way. You have to accept that you are the voice. And every one of us deciphers Amal through his own experience. And empathy is created. And this is where the project becomes a vessel of compassion, maybe that's a good way to think of it. So while she's walking in a street, you try and understand who she is, what her story is, what is this all about. And she is very, very big. It's impossible to ignore. When she's walking down a street, everybody sees her and starts trying to understand what this is. And by doing that, by trying to follow her thought process, and I'm saying it's a puppet. Puppets don't have thought processes, but this one does, and I think that's where she becomes very, very special. By trying to decipher what is she going through, you find a lot of links with yourself. So people look at her and go, oh, I understand this. She's afraid, she's lost, she's curious. Oh, she's very attracted to a flush toy in a window, or whatever it is. You totally understand what she's going through. And knowing that she is a Syrian refugee immediately contextualizes her. You don't need to know a lot.
And this is the first time she'll be in Australia, but she's travelled all over the world. She's very well travelled.
We've been to 15 countries so far, and 150 cities. So we've traveled a lot. She started by walking from Syria all the way to Manchester, so all through Turkey and Europe. A year later, we did 3 weeks in New York. And last year, at the end of last year, we did a very long journey all the way from Boston to San Diego, then from San Diego, Tijuana, all the way to Tapachula, so to the southern border of Mexico and Guatemala. So she did a very, very long journey, which was pretty incredible to do. And with the migration crisis in the U.S., to have the privilege of taking this project all the way to the border, to the Southern American border, was very powerful and very moving.
Does she get jet lag? She's been in so many different time zones.
She doesn't, because she can get her legs away from her. But she doesn't, we do.
Yes.
I think she travels better than we do.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, Ruth, as the artistic director of Adelaide Festival, how did you get Nazar and, of course, little Amal here to Adelaide? Was it something, did you see her and think, oh, I'd love to get her involved? Or how did it come about?
So I first came across little Amal when she started her walk from the Turkish-Syria borders, which, by the way, is what thousands, hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees and a huge number of them being unaccompanied children do. So in Europe, the resonance and the poignancy of this little girl walking across Europe, trying to find her mother, trying to find a safe place to live, is so important and so moving. So I met her in Paris, in fact, and we played together. And everything that Nizar says is true, that she is enormously charismatic. I mean, she's a global star. You know, over 1 million people have seen her in real life. Almost 2 billion have seen her through social media. But when you meet her, you love her immediately, and you can understand her because they're such brilliant puppeteers, and she is a child. So when there are lots of speeches, as Nizar keeps saying to me, she gets bored. When we march down a street in Paris to protest for the rights of Syrian refugees, she gets diverted by a teddy bear, because the teddy bear, as he said, is in the window, and of course she's a child. That's what she wants.
She's a 10-year-old girl,
She's
after
a 10-year-old
all.
girl, but it's very, very difficult not to be moved by her, not to want to be with her, not to want to help her. You can see when she's frightened. And this is the first time and only time she's going to come to Australia. And aren't we lucky that here she is in Adelaide? And we've got 3 days of Little Amal, and it's all completely free. And for me, that's so important. You know, it's so great that we have some world-class art like this, something you'll only see once in your lifetime, and you can see it, whatever age you are, in Adelaide from Friday to Sunday this week.
For free.
For free.
It's great. Yeah. We'll tell you a little bit more detail about where Little Amal will be over the next few days towards the end of the week. We'll give you some of that detail next.
Xero helps you see your numbers in real time, which means cash flow here
Shows up over here.
and receipts here.
Can be seen all the way over here.
Yep, Xero's really great.
Well, what's that about grapes?
Xero is business, but better. Try Xero free for 30 days. Visit xero.com.
The cost of living keeps rising. Thankfully, so does the sun. That's why more Aussies are getting smart with SolarHeart. Go solar today and get up to $1,000 off a SolarHeart solar power system and battery package. That's right, get up to $1,000 off when you purchase a 5 kilowatt and above SolarHeart solar power system and an eligible GoodWe battery. Lower your energy bills with every sunrise. Get smart. Get SolarHeart. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to take control of your My Aged Care or NDIS funding? At Care Alert, we believe you should be in charge of your safety 24/7. Introducing Care Alert, your ultimate guardian with fall detection and GPS location. You can even speak through the pendant. Wherever you are, we've got you covered. And here's the best part, it could be yours for free. Secure your peace of mind today. Call 1300 75 85 95 or visit carealert.com.au.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
More than 17,000 Australians, both young and old, will die from stroke or heart attack caused by hypertension or high blood pressure this coming year. Many could be prevented through early detection. But right now, an Adelaide research team is seeking volunteers for a study to trial a potential treatment. If you've been diagnosed with moderate hypertension and you're between 18 and 72, you could be eligible. Go to fusiontrials.com.au/hypertension or call 08 7077 6996. You will be compensated for your time.
Attention South Australia's Green Thumbs. Vasili's pop-up garden shop is blooming in Theberton from March 18th to the 24th. It's your chance to pick up all your favourite essential gardening treasures, from our renowned black grit, superfood, to Vasili's most popular planting mix. Shop online now. Select Click and Collect for Theberton and meet Vasili. Mark your calendars. Theberton, March 18 to 24. Visit us at vasilisgarden.com and enter to win a deluxe fruit and grape press worth $600. Vasili's, the key to regenerative gardening.
Maresi.
The BMW sale event starts this Thursday. Enjoy savings equal to the GST on select BMW vehicles across the range. Visit your participating BMW dealer today. Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends 18th of March 2024.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
18 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we are in the middle of State of the Arts. We're talking about Adelaide Festival with Artistic Director Ruth McKenzie and also the Artistic Director of Little Amal, Nazar Zouabi. Now, Little Amal, she is a 10-year-old Syrian refugee, 3.5 metre tall puppet, if you missed us talking about her a short time ago. And she is in Adelaide, and she will be, holding a number of events or attending a number of different events over the next few days, starting from Friday the 15th to Sunday the 17th. Festival Plaza in the morning of the 15th, and then walking down Rundle Mall the Friday night between 5 and 6. Then on Saturday she'll be at Adelaide Uni. Sunday is the one I wanted to ask you about, Ruth and Nazar. She's going to be at the Adelaide Riverbank Pedestrian Bridge greeting Port Adelaide footy fans for the Sunday Arvo match at Adelaide Oval. How do you, was that intentional, sport and art coinciding, Nizar?
Yeah, of course it's intentional. We've done big sporting events before, Red Sox in Boston, and so it's important to talk with different crowds, and I think that there's a misconception sometimes about what are the crowds that this project is interesting for, or what are the crowds that we should meet, when actually I think we should meet everyone, and I also think that the crowds that are kind of football fans or that are perceived to be more conservative or are sometimes the best crowds for this project. They receive her in the most beautiful, warmest, and I think there's a misconception, a political misconception about who's welcoming and who's not welcoming. And when we got to the UK early on in the first stages of the project, everybody told me the south of the UK, Kent, will be very, very unwelcoming for a refugee, because that's where refugees enter the UK.
Yeah.
And actually the Kent communities in the UK were unbelievably warm, were hospitable and lovely. We had thousands of people show up and welcome her. And I think that's why talking to different audiences, to different kinds of people, is part of the idea of this project. It's not for the liberals, it's for everyone. It's for people to meet a young girl, spend some time with her, maybe rethink their position, maybe not, it's okay. It's a moment to share an idea of welcome with the people of your community. And if you don't want to spread this to somebody who's considered other, you might want to consider thinking of welcoming somebody from your community, or a vulnerable or a marginalized person who lives next door. I think that's one of the beauties of this project. Is she is 10, she is from Syria, she's a Muslim little girl, but she's just 10.
Yeah.
And she loves football.
And she loves football.
So she's played football in refugee camps. She's played football with some of the really most famous sports people in the country. In Manchester, for example, she played football. Yeah. Manchester United, not bad.
Not bad at all.
And
so
now she's going to learn about the rules of Australian football.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Well, I was about to say, that's round ball football.
She'll be very confused.
Yeah, well, I mean, so am I, but so are a lot of people when they see their first AFL match.
She'll be a bit confused, but
she
it's fine.
seems very smart and thoughtful, so I'm assuming she is a Port Adelaide supporter.
We don't know enough about the teams.
No, but she's going to have quite an education in Port Adelaide.
Yeah,
so if she doesn't yet know, by the time she's going towards the Oval, I'm pretty sure that she's going to be a signed-up supporter.
Yeah, I'm not sure she'll be supporting West Coast on Sunday afternoon. She has to be a Port girl. I'll get you a scarf to give her.
I think that may already be arranged.
Okay, good. Oh, good. I'm so excited to see it. And if you do want to see Little Amal over the weekend, details of exactly where and when she'll be there, adelaidefestival.com.au. But Ruth, as you pointed out, free. Absolutely free to go and see.
Completely free.
Yeah. Now, there are lots of other events involved in Adelaide Festival this year. We've spoken about some of them already here on the station in different ways. The biennial that's happening down at the Art Gallery at the moment.
Also free.
Yep. The Gondwana exhibition, the virtual reality at the museum as well. Is it just me, or is the festival sort of branching out a bit this year to different venues with different ideas for things?
Well, I'm going to pick up on what Nizar was saying. So everybody who pays taxes in South Australia is paying for the festival. And our starting point for programming the festival is that everyone should get something for their money. And that does mean thinking of things that can engage everyone of all ages, not just those completely brilliant, arts lovers, but also those that aren't so sure. And how do we take some art, take some excitement, take some surprise, some theatre to every single person in South Australia? Now, we're not going to have achieved our goal this year, but this is our ambition. So we're hoping to get better and better at surprising people and engaging people and getting everyone involved.
One of the events that's still to come as well is the Jungle Book Reimagined at Adelaide Festival Theatre this weekend as well. We were giving tickets away to that production last week, and a question that kept coming up a lot from listeners is it a kids show? I know it's for people aged 10 and up. Being the Jungle Book, you sort of think, yeah, it's something you can take kids to. But is it a kids show, or is it a show for adults that kids can go to?
So you're quite right. The Jungle Book is a brilliant way in. It's a Jungle Book reimagined, but it's still the Jungle Book. And Akram Khan is one of the best storytellers in the world, also from the UK. Also just inspiring and engaging. I would say it's not a kids' show, but it is a show for everyone of any age from 10 years old or up. And you might want to go because you know Akram Khan and you know he's brilliant, or you might want to go because you know the story and you're curious to see what happens.
Now, over the weekend as well, another big piece of public art in Adelaide was down at Glenelg Beach, a big beached whale. It kind of tricked a few people in the early hours of Saturday. Was it Saturday morning? Yeah,
it was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to push back on the word trick, though, because that's like saying, how dare you, Nizar, pretend that this is a 10-year-old girl when it's quite obviously in fact, a 3.5 metre puppet. You know, the nature of theatre, and Captain Boomer is a theatre company who do a 3-day performance about the whale, with the whale, is that, of course, like in any theatre show, you go and you see someone playing Hamlet. Well, the trick, if you like, is to make you believe that that person is Hamlet, but really they're not. They're an actor playing Hamlet.
Yeah, there were people confused Saturday morning, wondering how on earth did a whale get beached at Glenelg? We don't get whales this side of town, do we? And then
what's so great about that is you start the journey to go, well, what is happening to our whales? What is it that has changed in our oceans? It's the heating up, it's the microplastics, it's the pollution, and so whales are getting lost, and that's a true fact. And yes, we don't see many whales. I mean, I live in Glenelg. I haven't yet seen any whale except for the whale that arrived on Saturday morning. But it's a way to start a creative journey to begin to question what the damage we're doing to whales, the most beautiful creatures.
And so that was a political message, a protest? How would you describe it?
I'd say it was a piece of theatre. And again, it was free. And again, the great thing about Glenelg Beach is everyone owns Glenelg Beach, right? You get people of all ages there. And so it was amazing how many people, thank you very much, everyone, came down to the beach or were on the beach and came and joined in with the journey of the whale. Thank you.
It looked realistic.
It's a hyper-realistic piece of theatre.
And so how do you get it in and out? And do you have to get... Oh, sorry, these are boring logistical questions, but do you have to get council approval to do it?
Oh yes, of course. No, Holdfast City Council were not only approved, but they were active partners. Actually, they were completely amazing, and that is incredibly important. And of course, we had all the necessary permissions. But then the most important thing was surprise, and surprise is a great thing in a festival, right? I mean, that's really, really good fun to have some surprise, and I hope we get surprise also in the shows where you buy tickets and go and sit in a theatre, because we do have those as well. It's not all, extraordinary large things in public spaces. We've got perfectly brilliant shows. Can I just quickly talk about Time Machine? That's opening very soon in Her Majesty's Theatre. Another one that is for all the family. It's by this incredible group from New York. They do extreme action, which is somewhere between dance and circus and acrobatics and just the most incredibly scary feats of skill. They battle against machines and gravity. That's what they say. And that is going to be an unforgettable show in the beautifully air-conditioned Her Majesty's Theatre.
I see what you did there. Oh, it has been hot.
It has been hot. It really has.
It will be cooling down for little Amal. Nazar, don't worry, the temperatures are coming down.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But she's Syrian, so she's okay with
She's
heat.
used to it,
She's okay with heat.
Oh, and just before I let you go, I have to ask what it's like travelling, because I'm sure there are parents out there who have 10-year-old children who maybe don't travel so well. What is it like travelling with little Amal? Does she get a bit bored on the plane? And
she's a curious creature, which gets her into trouble sometimes. But no, she's well behaved actually. Yeah? She's a good girl.
She's got used to it now. I mean, she's jetted around the world.
She's been all over the world. Does she travel first class? How does she?
No, she travels economy with extra legroom.
Yeah, fair enough. She'd get served a meal next to you, and do the airlines look after her?
She she doesn't really have a digestive system, but she gets crayons and paints and gets interested.
Oh, well, I'm excited to see her touring Adelaide and getting out and about, going down Rundle Mall like the rest of us, and over the footbridge to the Port Game on Sunday afternoon.
And on the Festival Plaza on Friday morning, that's where she's going to get her first welcome with lots of young people and then lots of very important grown-ups too.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for that. Thank you both for coming in. Thank you very much for your time. Ruth McKenzie, Artistic Director of Adelaide Festival, which is on until Sunday the 17th, so get online and check out if you want to get a last-minute show in before it finishes on Sunday.
Please come.
And as well, Nazar Zawabi, Artistic Director of Little Amal, and I know you just got off a plane this morning, so thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Stacey. Thank you.
29 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. After the 3 o'clock news headlines, we will be talking about the Royal Photoshop fail. How does something like that happen? We'll get the opinion of a technology expert from RMIT. That's coming up.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. A man has been found guilty of dangerous driving after killing a schoolteacher in a crash at McLaren Vale 3 years ago. A cash register has been stolen in an armed hold-up at Moana. The federal government's unveiled a $4 billion First Nations housing project in its most significant Indigenous affairs policy since the Voice referendum. And in sport, the Gather Round Community Footy Roadshow has been launched today. The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow 33, right now it's 35. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Always live, 5AA, always Adelaide.
We're with Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Now, Bronte, I'm guessing the emergence of the internet flipped the property industry on its head.
Before the internet, buyers used to view properties from a range of areas. Now they type in a specific suburb in their devices and the surrounding areas are practically invisible.
So when selling then, what's the trick to making sure as many people as possible know about your home?
At Toop and Toop, we have a very effective way of geo-targeting buyers, making sure the West Beach buyer knows about a suitable home in Fulham Gardens and the Medindi buyer is alerted to a home in Prospect.
You're sounding very technical, Bronte. So why doesn't everyone do this?
For 32 years, we've spent endless amounts of money on research and development. That's why we keep delivering record results for our clients year on year.
Thank you, Bronte. Great insights as always. To find out more, go to toop.com.au.
When you want a retractable door screen, you want uninterrupted views and natural ventilation combined with protection from insects. You want Phantom Screens. Our custom-made retractable door screens can be colour matched to your existing decor and span up to 7 metres wide. And they disappear out of sight when not in use. A screen that's there 1 minute, gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, let the fresh air in with Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
The new gen Mitsubishi Triton has landed. Hear the ferocious growl of 150 kilowatts of power and 470 newton meters of torque from its 2.4 litre bi-turbo diesel. See its 3.5 tonnes of brute force towing power and feel its sure-footedness as it masters any terrain with an active limited slip differential. The powerful new gen Mitsubishi Triton is out there. Visit your local Mitsubishi Motors dealership to book a test drive today. Nothing can contain, tame or frighten a Mitsubishi Triton.
Looking to build or renovate? Then talk to Rundle Blinds and Curtains to plan your window furnishings. Including your blinds and curtains in your designs means you can incorporate the latest in smart home technology and installation innovations, such as ceiling recessing and double tracking. Rundle Blinds and Curtains work closely with your builders and architect to make the process seamless for stunning results. Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company. Book a consultation with our Kings Park team. Visit rundleblinds.com.au.
Immerse yourself in a world of wildlife without leaving the city at Adelaide Zoo, home to prowling tigers, irresistibly cute otters and meerkats, gentle galloping giraffes, and roly-poly playful giant pandas. Discover over 250 majestic animals nestled in magnificent botanic gardens and many up-close animal experiences. Take a walk through nature and discover the wild within. Visit adelaidezoo.com.au.
Now, let's see what's in the swear jar at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. Oh, wrong swear jar. This is it. From Martin the Tiler, affectionately known as Millimetre Martin. He swears you'll love his millimetre-perfect craftsmanship. And here's one from Rick the Plumber. Rick swears to always clean up after himself, guaranteed. For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Hearing Australia's Hearing the Nation tour is coming to Adelaide, delivering free hearing checks for adults. Search Hearing the Nation for more.
Hearing Australia.
Conditions apply under the Australian Government Hearing Services Program.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 26 minutes to 4 here on 5AA, and we are live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream this afternoon, and there's a little bonus for anyone watching along on the live stream today. Trust me, jump on and have a look, because I've got the cutest little guest in the studio today. His name's Louis. He's a little... What sort of dog is Louis? He's Jono. He's a Maltese. He's producer Jono's little puppy. He's come in, and can I just say, he is the most well-behaved doggo I have ever met. He's 5 months old, and I can guarantee my 3-year-old Murray, if I ever brought him into work, everyone would just be sick of him. He'd be sitting there... all afternoon. He'd be at my feet wanting to play. Louis has just been sitting in his bed all afternoon. So jump on the live stream, check out the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube video, because look at him, he's here just sitting on a chair. He's just sitting on a chair next to me. Oh, don't dogs just make everyone feel good? Just makes me feel so happy. 25 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. In the last 24 hours, this story from the royal family has really blown up. It's Mother's Day in the UK, and the royal family posted a photo of Princess Kate and her 3 children. Very quickly, we've got the photo up on Facebook and YouTube live stream as well by Foodland Supermarkets. Very quickly, some news organisations issued a kill notice, which means don't run this photo. And very reputable news agencies as well. Associated Press, Agence France Press, Getty Images, Press Association, Reuters. These are really, really well-respected news organisations. They issued a kill notice saying the image had potentially been digitally manipulated. We then received a statement from the royal family, from Princess Kate herself, saying, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I want to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone is celebrating and had a very happy Mother's Day. Well, I wanted to talk to someone about this who knows about photo editing and photo fails. Was this AI, or how is a photo edited in these ways? Because there were a few things that amateur editors were very quick to point out. So I thought we have to talk to Dr. TJ Thompson, Senior Lecturer in Visual Communication and Digital Media at RMIT. Dr. TJ Thompson, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me, Stacey. It's good to be here.
Well, how does something like this happen? Was the image AI, or do you think it has been edited in a Photoshop situation?
Yeah, I would say the latter. I would say it's good old legacy Photoshop tools, things like the clone stamp or the blur tool. I would say kind of just old school tools in Photoshop that are being used here more than AI images.
And is there anything sort of sinister in it? I mean, a lot of people these days would edit a photo before they upload it, whether we like it or not. There's editing involved in a lot of online posting.
You're absolutely right. People are kind of smoothing skin, brightening teeth, that kind of thing a lot. But I think what is a bit more concerning potentially is if you zoom into the photo and you kind of brighten it and lighten it a bit, you can see that Kate's zipper jacket doesn't quite line up. And if you also look really hard at that kind of dark part of the mid-chest of her torso, it's a very hard line there, and it appears that her photo might have been kind of swapped or positioned on top of another photo. So it could be that there's multiple different images that are being presented as just a single image, which is perhaps quite a misleading or deceptive image to put out there.
822300000 is the number to call. What did you think when you saw the photo? Do you worry if the Royals have edited a photo before posting it, or maybe you don't care? It was just a nice photo that they wanted to post for Mother's Day, and it should be left at that. When you say it looks like it's been replaced in some ways, Dr. TJ Thompson, do you think it could just be that maybe one of the kids was blinking in every version of the photo that they had, so they thought, oh, well, we'll just replace this face with this face so they all look like they have their eyes open, and we'll post it? Or does it look a bit more serious?
Yeah, it's an interesting theory, and I've heard that theory before. You might be familiar with Google. The new Google phones have this best take feature that does exactly that. It takes the best photo out of 3 or 5, and if it's closed eyes or not smiling, it will take the best photo and get the smiling faces, the open eyes in all of the photos, and combine to make the best parts of the image in a combined way. But what we know is that the image that was published by the Palace, and that was distributed for a brief period by the Associated Press, according to the metadata of that image, it wasn't a camera phone that made that image, it was a Canon DSLR camera. So our DSLR cameras don't have that technology that our smartphones have, so I don't think that's the case here with the kind of best take Google phone technology happening here.
No, but maybe the edit was done after the fact. Maybe they took the photo with a DSLR camera and then thought, oh, well, one of the kids has their eyes closed in every photo. Let's replace this child's face with this child's face from an earlier photo to make sure they've all got their eyes open or they're all smiling or something like that.
Definitely could be that. Also, you might have heard folks are saying online that it could be a 2016 Vogue cover, that Kate has taken her photo from that cover and plopped it on top of this photo and tried to claim that this is a recent up-to-date photo. And I did that kind of overview myself this morning on Photoshop, started to overlay the Vogue cover with the image from Instagram. And it does have some uncanny similarities. I'd say about 90% overlap from what I can see with that photo from Vogue and the current one from Instagram.
Sorry if you can hear that. Can you hear that in the background? It's just little Louie, my little dog companion who's in the studio with me. I think he's crying at the idea of Princess Kate photoshopping her face. It's 19 to 4 here on 5AA. Dr. TJ Thompson is my guest. He's a senior lecturer at RMIT, and we're talking about the Photoshop fail from the royal family over the weekend. So from your analysis of it, did you say it looks like it could be the princess's face from a Vogue photo shoot that's been put onto this photo?
It does appear that way. It looks like there's about 90% of a match. So it's not 100%, but it does appear that it could be an old photo that's being recycled in this context.
Okay. And see, we get people here. There's someone on the text line saying, who cares? Doesn't everyone do it? What do you say to that?
Good question. Yeah. I guess it kind of goes to broader questions about beauty standards or body image and that kind of thing. And if we're all kind of photoshopping ourselves or airbrushing ourselves and making ourselves look quote unquote perfect, what kind of messages that send to our young people, our friends and family, that kind of thing? Are we having adverse mental health impacts by trying to look a certain way and try to have a certain weight and that kind of thing? I think that can be kind of problematic and troubling for our mental health. So I think we have to kind of think about, maybe everyone does it, or a lot of people do it, but what are the implications in terms of mental health and well-being?
And you're right, it is something that a lot of people do, whether it's putting a filter or, I've seen some really bad Photoshop fails where people try to make themselves look thinner, and in doing so on a dodgy editing app, they make the friend they're standing next to look quite fat, because it's, like making one person look thinner has to stretch the photo somewhere else. So it is something that a lot of people do. On the other hand, then we've got a text here from Jim saying Princess Kate could do anything and I wouldn't mind. She's a fantastic young lady. She's a great mother and she'll be an excellent queen soon as well. So, then you've got that side of it. Some people just don't mind.
Yeah. It is a very tricky question with lots of different opinions. I can acknowledge that for sure. I think when you do have public figures, though, people who are getting paid by public money, or who have, politicians who are getting elected by the public, if they're kind of playing with trust in this way, very fast and loose, and not disclosing what they're doing with images, what they're doing with their lives that can affect other people, I think that's kind of where we have to have a little bit of a higher standard of accountability. So yes, if we want to have a little bit of a play with our own photos, just you or I, everyday ordinary people, But when we start thinking about public figures and people who have a lot more power, I think there is a bit more of a heightened sense of accountability for those types of folks.
That's a good point, and I think a lot of people would have understood. There's been a lot going on within the royal family at the moment. We all knew that she was in hospital just a couple of weeks ago for planned abdominal surgery. If they didn't want to post a photo for Mother's Day, I think the world would have forgiven that. Or if they did want to post even an old photo, maybe she's not feeling well, maybe, I'm sure anyone who's had a procedure recently would think, I don't want the world to see me. They don't need to know what I look like. I need some time to myself to recover. Maybe you're just having an off day and you don't want a photo of you posted. I think a lot of people would have been able to forgive that. But was it that break of trust where it seemed like they were trying to say that photo was from today, look at the princess with her 3 children celebrating Mother's Day, and then had to come out afterwards and say, oh, just jokes, we were editing it?
Yeah. It's a bit troubling, I think, yeah.
Oh, well, really appreciate your insights this afternoon, Dr. TJ Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Stacey. Have a great day.
You too, Dr. TJ Thompson. He's a senior lecturer at RMIT University in visual communication and digital media. There you go. It'll be interesting to see what comes out about that in the next coming days. Is he right? Does it look like it's from an old photo from a Vogue cover shoot with the princess? Let me know what you think. 8223 Did you see the picture and then look up closely and think, oh yeah, that looks suspicious? Or did you see it and think, I don't care? 8223 I've got Wallace tickets, a family pass to give away to the best caller. And I still have a double pass to 80s Ladies tonight as well. So get on the phone if you'd like to win either of those tickets. That's coming up.
5AA is a proud partner of Gluttony in Rymel Park, your home of the biggest shows this fringe, like Matador Intimo, a must-see show this fringe. Fall in love or lust with this new version of Matador, a fast-paced, deliciously dangerous and tantalising fusion of dance, circus and burlesque with so much heart. Book your tickets now at adelaidefringe.com.au. Gluttony, proudly supported by 5AA. Always Adelaide.
I'm down here on the ground with Paddy Carrigan and Adam Reynolds from the Broncos. Boys, great game, but tell me, what's your reaction to the news that Kia's getting its first ute?
Yeah, obviously a few of the boys are vying to get their name on it, so we already wear the Kia name on our jersey. I think it'd be great if we get our names on it.
I mean, the captain is probably the obvious choice, right? The Kia Reynolds.
Or the Kia Lockie? Yeah, that's nice.
Kia's getting a ute. Register your interest at kia.com.au.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
$50,000 sitting in the bank doing nothing much? Interested in a direct mortgage investment? You could be earning 10% per annum paid to you monthly. That's right, 10%. Angus Securities has provided mortgage investment opportunities in South Australia for almost 25 years. Call 1-800-010-800 to discuss this investment offer or visit the Flinders Street office. Investments are not bank deposits and there is a risk you could lose some or all of your money. You may receive lower than expected returns. Read the PDS carefully to decide if the product is right for you. AFSL 232479. Visit Angus Securities to access further information, including the offer brochure and TMD. 10% per annum fixed interest paid monthly. You're better off with Angus.
Imagine bouncing out of bed in the morning, brimming with energy, and all before your first sip of coffee. New Caruso's Vitamin K2 and Ubiquinol is a game-changing formula with 2 powerhouse nutrients to support your body's energy production and energy levels and maintain the health of your heart. Caruso's Vitamin K2 and Ubiquinol is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
What makes Ray White the big name in business broking? They're people, like multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year Brett Buckley and his team of business professionals. They take a deep dive into your business, finding value and potential, and they know what they're looking for because they know businesses. They're not real estate salespeople trying to sell businesses, they're business people selling businesses. If you want to know what your business is worth, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA, multiple Business Broker of the Year awards.
I'm Brett Buckley from Ray White Business Sales. We've been with 5AA now for nearly 5 years. We noticed that fairly early, probably within about 4 to 5 months, we started to see some good quality inquiries coming through that were directly from 5AA. From our experience, I would highly recommend advertising on radio firstly, but more importantly on 5AA, not just because of the reach, not just because you can get to your target market more effectively, but purely because of the collaborative experience that you'll have in ensuring that your marketing dollar is best spent.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
11 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. If you missed the news earlier, the Matildas game at Adelaide Oval in May is sold out. It's sold out within the first hour of tickets going up for sale, and I am shattered. I forgot they were going on sale today. I did not have my alarm set. Usually I've got an alarm set for these things. I cannot believe it was easier to get Taylor Swift tickets than it was Matilda's tickets. Are you kidding? Matilda's tickets all sold out for the May game. 53,500 people can fit in the stadium, and they were all gone within an hour. Here's a little bit of the Matildas win back in the beautiful days of the World Cup.
It's a post. Wherever you're watching, you have got the best ticket to the most sensational drama. Australia are one successful penalty away from the last four.
Step up in the big moment, and it is Courtney Vine for the Matildas. Can she do it?
Cue the party! Mackenzie Arnold missed, Claire Hunt missed, and it was left to Courtney Vine to take Sam Kerr and the Matildas where they've never been before. No Australian team has ever reached a World Cup semi-final.
Every single person in this country, you are part of this win.
Oh, it brings up all the feel. No, you're not yawning, Stephen.
Oh, no, I am a
He's
bit tired. I've been
yawning.
Well, I have been fishing. I am a bit jaded,
okay,
but not because of that. The Matildas, hello, how are you, Stacey? They play China, 31st of May. It is sold out in under an hour. Doesn't surprise me.
No.
We've been starved of them. They are the, you don't want to say the darlings of Australian sport, but they are. We just love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my family do. And they're always my, what would you call my template or my go-to. If Jodie's, Gemma and Tori are interested, if James getting up early in the morning to watch the Matildas or watch a soccer game or watch something, I know it's big.
You know it's
They're big.
Oh, I cannot wait. I really want to see if local girl Charlie Grant will
She'll
play
make
for the
the team,
Matildas. She'll
yeah.
make the team. Because she's playing overseas at the moment,
She is,
I think.
yeah, she's a
Lady
gun.
Reds,
Yeah, she's a gun.
Yeah.
The opening round apparently was a resounding success of the AFL for all those Eastern States teams. Not sure for everyone else. We will debate that. I mean, the Crows play Gold Coast Suns round one on the Gold Coast, and they've already had a game.
It's weird,
I don't
isn't
know.
it? I don't
Anyway.
understand it.
Alex Carey won the second test off his own bat. Not many times you can say in a sporting endeavour you won it off your own bat, your own boot, your own ball, your own hand, your own good. He did, and that's going to be so good for him. We don't play another test till December this year. He has that whole time now to feel he's got security in that team. He needed that knock, and he did. Cover all of that. Tritters comes in. Stud comes in. It is round one. Footy's back, thank God. And when's the cool breeze coming? Thursday?
Yeah, I know, this afternoon. Oh, well, there's a bit of a cool breeze this afternoon. It'll still be hot tomorrow, but...
I am dreading paying my electricity bill this quarter.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, I heard you saying that to Will and Dave this morning. I'm the same. It's just been on non-stop. You can't help it.
We're renting and they've got this old clunker on the roof
Oh,
and
no.
it just rattles and roars and it must be so inefficient.
It will be.
And I'm
will
thinking,
be.
oh boy, wowee. I've got 2 kidneys.
Yep.
Apparently you only need one.
Maybe not at the end of this month when you
God.
get your bill.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
All right, Rowie. See
Catch
you
at
after
4.
4. Stephen Rowe and Timmy G with the sports show after 4. Give me a call now, 8223 0000. If you're free tonight and you want to go to see 80s Ladies at Gluttony, this show is on tonight. So you have to be available tonight. It's at 6:30 at Gluttony. It's Chloe Castledine and the cast band. They're playing all hits from powerful 80s women, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Whitney Houston, and I've got a double pass for you to go along this evening, so make sure you give me a call, 8223 0000. 0000 now if you want to win those tickets. Also, give me a call to have your say on any of the matters we've been talking about today. The Matildas game being sold out in record time. Are you going along? Were you one of the lucky ones to get tickets? How long were you waiting? I want to hear everything and all about it because I'm still going to be going online. I'll get online after this. I think there's a resale market on Ticketek Marketplace where you can resell tickets if you can't make it. So I'm sure I'll be checking that every day to see if I can head along because I really want to be there. I can't believe I missed out. So upset. Maybe you're like me. Give me some sympathy. 8223 0000. Did you miss out as well? We were also talking about the heat and the hot weather earlier today. The Photoshop fail from the royal family. Maybe you'd like to have your say on that. Adelaide Festival ends this weekend as well. Will you be heading out to check out Little Amal? Maybe get to meet her, 3.5 metre tall puppet, a Syrian refugee. Maybe you want to have a chance to meet her and talk to her. She's going to be at a number of different locations over the weekend at the Adelaide Festival Plaza, walking down Rundle Mall on Saturday, and then she'll be over the footbridge with Port Adelaide fans on Sunday afternoon. So maybe you'd really like a chance to meet her as well. Let me know. 8223 0000 is the number to call. We were also talking about Farmer to Fridge. This is a website launched by Brakunga man James Gilbert. You heard from him earlier on in the program. He sort of wanted to cut out the middleman. I think you and I both know that Coles and Woolies are ripping us off. You get to the checkout and you think, how much of this money that I just paid for that rack of lamb or those steaks or the sausages, how much of that's actually going to the farmer? Well, James thought that, and then he did something about it, and he's launched Farmer to Fridge. It's a website. It's really easy to use. You just go in and you put your postcode in, and then it shows you the farmers around you that are wanting to sell their product, and you can buy a whole range of different meats. You can buy, an eighth of a cow. You can buy lamb, beef, chicken, different cuts. If you just want mince, you can just buy mince. He's also selling honey, and I think the idea is to also expand it out to milk as well. Do you like the idea of this? Something I will say, though, when I went on the website, I was a little bit worried because I don't know how big an eighth of a cow is. Of course, it's cut up, into the different cuts of meat. But something that is a really handy feature on his website is freezer size. How big do you need in your freezer space to store all of that? So it says on there, small freezer, or it says chest freezer, or it says, top freezer just on the fridge. So that is a really handy feature that's on the website. But check it out if you do get a chance. Farmer to Fridge. Is this an option that you might consider? With grocery prices going up, maybe you don't mind cutting out the middleman. Maybe it's something you'll look at. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Well, it's been a nice Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully it's nicer tomorrow with the temperatures coming down. And the Bureau said we are in for some rain on Thursday. At the moment, it might just be not a whole lot of it, but at least it's something. I'm looking forward to that, and I know my garden is looking forward to it as well. Right now it's 32.4 degrees in Adelaide, so stay cool. We do expect a little bit of a breeze to come through a bit later, but try and stay as cool as possible. Time for me to get out of here. Rowie and Timmy G on with you after 4. See you tomorrow.
G'day, I'm Mike.
G'day, it's Jack.
Hi, it's Jazz here. I listen to 5AA on the 5AA player.
Whilst I walk the dog, I can listen to 5AA.
The clean sound is so much better than AM transmission.